Hey guys, Chris, Enthusiast TV. I told you guys I'd be back with a couple review videos. I'm actually going to start this one right after the video I set for, hence the same hat, same clothes. I wanted a hood for the new Edge, and I really wanted carbon fiber. I love the way carbon fiber looks on a black car, and you don't have to paint it. By the time you factor in the price of a carbon fiber hood, and a lot of the manufacturers of them now are sending them out with at least a decent coat of clear on them, so they don't do like the early carbon fiber hoods we saw a lot of, and yellow. We'll see how this holds up. It's been on the car now 6 months, maybe a little longer, end of last summer. The garage just isn't climate control unless I'm working in it, but at least it is covered, so unless the weather's nice and dry, these cars don't come out, so that should prolong what damage the UV effects would usually have. Anyway, ordered it from TrueFiber. It was not the cheapest hood, not the most expensive hood, so I figured middle ground would be really good and see what it was. I saw a few reviews online, but these hoods, man, when they pop up in stock, they're gone within days. They don't like mass produce them to the point that there's thousands and thousands. When they pop up and that hood's there, get on the email list if you want one and snag it, because I played around 2 different times and didn't get a chance to get it, so when I finally committed, I got it. So let's take a look at the hood, and I'll let you guys kind of see the video and the fitment, and then I'll tell y'all what I went through getting it, putting it on, and my real life opinion. So under fluorescent light, you can definitely see the carbon fiber. It pops hard. When you get this out in natural daylight, it's almost black. I mean, until you get right up on it, it looks like a painted black hood. The fitment, I lined it up the best I could. If I were gonna really nitpick it, the driver's side's a hair closer than the passenger side. I lined it up, got it to where it would shut fine. It meets up just about where it needs to be. I will say this hood is listed as a 2.5 inch, I think, or a 3. And keep in mind, they're measuring that from right here on like the factory cowl, and then it comes up. So if you're going from flat fender to that, you're looking at like a 4-inch hood. It's fine. I've had cars with cowl induction hoods before, so it doesn't bother me. Kristen likes to drive it less now because she says she has a hard time seeing. The hood, the underside, I'm not going to pop the hood because it's super clean and I don't want to touch it. The underside's a real nice gloss black. The clear on it, I mean, it's not glass, but it's really nice. After a good coat of wax and a polish, I mean, you can see yourself in it. You could probably wet sand it or even have it cleared again. But for the price, I mean, shipped, it's right about $1,000. You know, most of your quality hoods, you're going to be looking at $700-800 after shipping, and then you got to paint it. Most of them don't come finished enough. This, I like the fact that I could just bolt it to the car and I ran with it. It did have a few, I mean, the regular person's never going to see it. It had one little minor imperfection that I used a real fine rubbing compound and did it by hand, and it pretty much came out. I had one little spot that I guess, I don't know if a rock hit it, but it was winter, and then the car sat outside at the shop while I was in Jamaica. I was having gears installed in the car. We had frigid, I mean, it was like 20 below zero weather, and some moisture kind of got up under that little spot. Again, sanded it down, put a little clear on it. I can see where it's at. The regular person's not going to. So is it the most durable hood? I mean, my stock hood had rock chips and stuff in it. So if you're going to drive a car, it's going to have stuff happen to it. You can't really blame the manufacturer for that. For $1,000 carbon fiber hood, if that's the look you're going for, I would definitely recommend TrueFiber. They were super easy to deal with shipping once it was in stock. I think they had it at my house in like 3 weeks. They use a subcontracted freight company, so I mean, box truck pulls up, guy brings it to you. It doesn't come through FedEx or UPS or Postal Service, you know, the places that tend to mess things up. I would buy it again in a heartbeat. You know, if they made a hood I liked for the Vet, I probably wouldn't do carbon fiber, because the way the body lines go around the pop-up headlights, I don't like when the hood doesn't match. That's personal preference. But I would absolutely buy the hood again. I'm not running hood pins, and I do hear all the horror stories. I'm gonna knock on wood before taking this 5-hour road trip Wednesday, that I think that's probably 50 to 60% installation error. You got to have that lined up perfect where it catches on the latch. I go through almost every time I drive it and grab it with a microfiber and give it a good shake and make sure that latch is locked. I also, every time I check fluids or change the oil, I hope you guys can't hear this air compressor. I really need to fix that hose. Every time I check fluids, change the oil, I just double check the hood pins, make sure they haven't moved. I marked them when I put the hood on. I just hit them with a little 1/4-inch ratchet, make sure they're still snug. I feel like that's the biggest issue. You know, I've heard some stories about wind getting in the hood itself and the hood coming apart. I'm not going to say that can't happen, but maybe that's with a no-name eBay hood or your Duraflex hoods. Don't kill me for that. But again, I would buy it again. So if you're looking for it, it's definitely a good option. Chris, Enthusiast TV, look for more reviews coming soon. Thanks.